pulling these two on here. Let me kind of give you a little info first. Schedule for me, I hate saying this. It was busy. It's gotten busier. I know everybody's schedule's busy. I get that. So with that being said, what I tried to do is I try to be more precise when I do the check-ins or the Titan crew. And so I'm going to reach out for information to help me help you. And so when I did the Titan check-ins this week, it was for everybody doing a program that's not the one-on-ones, because I've worked with the last 6 weeks, the one-on-ones only. And so I wanted to reach out to a couple of people that have a hectic schedule, that have enormous amount of people pulling at them, and try to get them to answer some questions that I 100% need. And I need an outside voice to say, well, maybe try this, this, and this. And so I brought the Evans on. Yeah, we unblocked both of them for today's appearance because of Serge's suggestion. We'll leave that up to Serge. Let's pull these two superstars on here.
I actually want to see.
Wow, look at you guys.
Hey!
We know it was Mona's suggestion.
Yeah.
It was Serge and Mo kind of run the show. We know this. With that being said, I appreciate you guys taking time today, and I appreciate this. And Chrissy, if you want to, Mona's going to go live right here too for your Instagram, so all our Instagram people can also join in and ask questions as well.
Hey, I'm going to bring Ava in for you, Mike. I'm bringing so she can call you Uncle Mike in front of everyone.
She's going to talk about my makeup and my
page right now.
We're live with Uncle Mike. We'll call you back.
I'm already live on my page.
Okay, so I'll make sure that she pulls into yours.
Okay.
Hey, Ava wants to know if you have makeup on. Definitely.
I don't. I just got out of the pool. What do you think?
I'll call you back. I love you. Oh, goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, tell her to send a request onto mine. Unlike you, Mike, I like to be on time when I say I'm going to go live. Do you remember our wedding?
Yeah, I do remember that. Wasn't I on time?
No.
You were on mic time. You were 20 minutes late. Oh, and we waited.
And we held up the whole wedding.
Because you're so special. Like
they're making this up, guys. I would never show up late. I would never do this.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
All
right, what are we chatting today?
Right. So let me lead into this. So you sent me a message the other day. I don't know if you want to let the fans know about this, Heath. About maybe you're going to kind of lock it down now and move forward with a plan. And what you and I do a lot of the time, well, all of us kind of do, is that we tell somebody that we respect and find they'll hold you accountable. Can you kind of go into that, if that's all right?
For sure. Well, listen, there are very few people in the world like Mike. Doesn't need a lot of accountability when it comes to dieting. He doesn't need a lot of accountability when it comes to being in the gym. He has a God-given gift where he can kind of just lock in. He motivates himself in a lot of different ways. That's been me the majority of my life. And if there was something, if our livelihood here in the Evans household, kind of like Mike's does, depended on me staying in top shape, I probably wouldn't need anyone to keep me accountable either. But my livelihood doesn't. And so I wanted to go on kind of a focus factor diet plan. So the first person I told Christy, I said, hey, babe, it's getting real because I'm reaching out to Mike. I'm going to tell him what I'm doing because Mike knows I'm never going to lie to him. And he'll be faithful in texting me. I'm 2 hours ahead of him here in Texas, but that boy's texting me every freaking morning. I'm like, go to bed. And he's like, no, I got to go do some abs. And then I'm going to tell everyone else not to do abs. But that's another story for another day. But I asked for accountability because we all need a coach. We all need accountability. We all need to find people to be transparent with.
I'm a little lost just because I'm going to speak for the millions that are going to watch this. You've hit the pinnacle in my world of athletic ability. To me, I knew early on my goal was Mr. Universe. And then I fell in love with being a gladiator and a born kind of gladiator. And so that was kind of like it. But again, I did play football and I loved football. But you made it to the most pinnacle of football. And you didn't just make it to an average career. An average career in football now, I think, is 2.5 years, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And you did 4 times that. And I always say that you're kind of like that lunchbox mentality. You show up every day and you give the same effort every single day, where I see a lot of people show up one day and they're superstars, and they show up another day and they're like, I'm going to call it in. I'm going to phone it in.
Yeah.
Where you were in the position where you had to give it everything and be the very, very best that day for you. And you made 10 years in the NFL, which, again, every guy watching this and is like, wow, and so the reason I say this is because you don't get to that level without being motivated. You don't get to that level without having a work ethic. You don't get to that level without having some kind of genetics, but genetics don't drive you to the gym. Genetics don't feed you. Genetics doesn't do anything for you, except if genetics and hard work meet, you create something great.
Yeah.
So you did this, but you still reach out to somebody and say, hey, I need to be held accountable for what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go on this venture. Can you explain to them, to everybody out there, especially the kids that are watching this, going, I don't need nobody. I got this. I ain't going to talk to nobody. I ain't going to ask no questions. Can you explain why that would be for somebody at such a level that you got to still does that?
Yeah. Well, self-reflection is important, and we're all chasing something. Around our home, I often say dysfunctional doesn't look dysfunctional to the dysfunctional. So sometimes I can
do that one more time. I'm sorry.
Dysfunctional doesn't look dysfunctional to the dysfunctional. And so I've been blessed to see a lot of my dysfunction. So I bring people in to help me, because you see it more clearly than I see it in myself. Chrissy sees it more clearly than I see it in myself. So listen, from 2001 to 2010, I didn't miss workouts. I didn't miss massage sessions. I didn't miss chiropractic sessions. I didn't miss soft tissue sessions. I didn't miss anything. It was what I was focused on. It was my livelihood to provide for family. Well, now my eyes are fixed on different things. And so there's other things that can kind of fall by the wayside. And so I always call on YouTube knuckleheads to help me in areas of weakness. Like for me, Chrissy's whole livelihood depends on being the weight loss hero. Your livelihood is power bodybuilding. There's a representation that comes with being who and what we are. So you guys carry yourself as such. Listen, me genetically, I get to kind of eat, and I can stay looking pretty good most of the time. But then I'll get to a point where I'm like, all right, let me dial it back in, but I need help because I love donuts too much. So that's when I call you. But I have to first realize what I need. And my needs now at 42 are different than they were at 27 when I was in the NFL. Now, as well as I do, challenge us.
Hold on. This is not a good idea.
What's that?
Just turn the volume down.
Oh, there we go.
I got it.
Yeah. So
I needed it on my end.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Will it not work?
Let's see here. I was going to turn it on.
I think it's because we have it in two places.
We'll figure it out. There we go. Are we okay there?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Listen, I reached out because I know that it's I don't need 6-pack abs right now.
Yes, you do.
Leave it to Mona to put me in my place. But that's true. I don't surround myself with yes people.
Okay, but again, I'm confused because I get that's for you, but these kids that haven't got to the level that you've gotten to, these kids, that maybe self-believe they're already, I guess, great, and they don't need help. Can you say something to them? Because I try to talk to kids and I try to say, hey, you're your worst enemy. And even though I've won the universe numerous times and done what I've done, I'm still my worst enemy.
Right.
And when I get dieted down for a show, you always go, I like 275, Mike.
Amen to that. So does Mona.
And Mona says the same thing. But I get in my own head and I'm like, I'm going in the right way. And then I guest pose and I come off stage. Mona shows me the phone and the video. And I'm like, ugh, I dieted away.
Yeah.
And so I tell these kids, and I think that you're the same way, that we tell these kids, get that circle, get the community, get the group around you.
Well, you and I both, probably coming from our dads, were always asking for help. You were in the gym with old men. I was on the basketball court with a bunch of brothers from the other side of the track growing up in West Palm Beach, Florida. Like we just put ourselves in tough positions, but it taught us lessons. I think.
And I was in a field with a whole bunch of donkeys. Okay, go on.
But that's what I was getting ready to say. You have a Mona story from Romania.
Yeah.
You have Chrissy's story, who had a lot of hard stuff pressed on them. They had to overcome a different way. I just know we all need help. And if we don't ask for help, we're not going to get help. So, Chrissy, the weight loss hero's got something to say.
Well, I just wanted to say that one other thing that I have seen is a lot of times, like depending on a spouse, specifically if you have similar struggles, is not always the best person to be that accountability person. So like me and Heath can be like, we're not going to eat bad and we're going to eat really good. But when we both go through the same stressful event and we both want to go get the same donut and we're both facing the same temptation, it's really easy for us to just both decide to go do it. As opposed to like, I have someone I check in with my weight and with my goals every day outside. So like we have us, but I also have someone else. And that's, I think, why Heath really values you, Mike, is that, you know, obviously I can say all day long, you know, let's stick to it. But having somebody outside who has a different perspective and also doesn't have to kind of deal with the tensions of that, I think is really healthy too.
Yep.
I think that's a great thing about that you guys have a community and we have a community for people to bounce off, not just us and what we're going through, but others that have maybe a different lifestyle. And I think that's what's great about you. For you girls, for both of you girls, when you guys are pretty, I'll say that you both are very, very strong, independent women because you hang out with us guys. What is it about you guys that keep you on track when it comes to nutrition and keeping your people on point?
That was done.
I was trying to because it was echoing, I think.
Yeah, that's okay. So for me, I think the mental approach, the way I grew up. So literally when I was like 11 years old, I was taking care of my brother and sister. And so when I came to the States, I was 16, but I was really mentally 30. Like I just wanted to work. I came here to grind. They're like, you're 16-year-old. Like, who's going to hire you? You don't even speak any English. I didn't care. I just wanted to make money. I came here, the land of opportunity, America. Like I came here and this is where you have the opportunity to do whatever you want if you want to do it. So I just started grinding night and day, pretty much so, until it got me where I am today. So that shows you that if you do work hard, okay, you're going to succeed. You know, a lot of people like, we were talking about this before, you know, like, it's nice to be where you at, you know, you in shape and you guys got all this and you got money and yeah, but what do we go through? Like they have no clue. Like I could write 5 books. I could shock the whole world. Really, I could.
So none of the 4 of us were dropped into the position we're in today.
No.
So Chrissy, how can you talk to these people today and kind of give them your take on not only being with a very strong man, but holding your ground on what you do and how the people you support, because you have such a huge reach of people and you keep them motivated. How is it that, and does that help you stay motivated? How does the back and forth work?
You know, as far as, so anybody that doesn't know, I mainly work with weight loss clients. I myself have lost over 150 pounds, kept it off 6 or 7 years now. And absolutely working with people every day adds a really nice touch of pressure because trust me, there are enough people in my DMs that are going to let me know if they don't think that I'm looking right. So it adds a really nice little edge, but I actually like it. But for me, it's just knowing that it's like a leadership role. That every day that I show up and I make the right choices and I lead by example, that's leading other people to do the right things. But I also think that so much of this, and I don't think that this matters if it's fitness or if it's weight loss, is it's setting those goals and doing what you said you would do despite how you feel that day, despite what life throws at you that day, because we all have things that we run to or that we want when life throws us curveballs. And so I think that's one of the biggest things is that even though I'm married, even if Heath wants to go eat donuts today, I have to ask myself, what did I say I was going to do? And I have to make that choice for me. And I can't blame Heath and his donuts for my choices every day.
You heard that?
Yeah, no, I heard this. You guys don't know this out here, but there's a couple people that I always go back to and say have incredible. They've set themselves up by doing nutrition a proper way for their bodies to where they get to enjoy more than I do. And that's Keith and this knucklehead right here.
Yeah,
So it's one of these things where I don't get to eat like she does or like you do because I have to be a certain way. And if I ate the way that Heath eats, I'd be at 350 around.
So happy. Mona would look 3 years younger. She already looks 33. She
less stress.
It would definitely be less.
But I see your point there because I can't I'll go up and I'll get to bed by I don't know like 2 p.m. and
bedtime.
I'm joking.
It's
3:30 ish. But I'll come down and I'll see her eating a beautiful meatball spaghetti dinner with Titan, and I'm like, wow, that looks good. But again, I'm gonna guest post this Saturday, so I can't have that. And so I love the aspect that you talk about how you got to stay in point and how you're a representation to your community now. If you're always cheating and you're always giving in, what is that saying to them?
Well, it's an integrity issue.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, you and I have built a really, really strong relationship. You know, April will be 6 years, you know.
That's crazy.
I would never lie to you. Like no one, you couldn't force me to lie to you. Now I might make up a story about you to make fun of you online. That's not lying, but but I just know, like, I know my weaknesses, some of them, you know, and so I reached out to you because I know you'll be faithful and you will check in. And so every day, if I want to eat something off plan, like even yesterday, you asked me about the details. Or this morning, you know what? I was up at 4. What are you doing up at 2 a.m.? You knucklehead.
I know.
But listen, we talked about a 2-week carnivore plan. We talked about a carb count. We talked about a protein count, a scaling protein count to get me back to where we want to be.
Yeah.
But I just know that I'm not going to lie to you. You know, we all have to find a position of what is going to make us do the things we don't want to do. You guys have been on, you know, my faith journey with me this last 3.5 years. There was times when I first started as a grown man, I was calling my dad, "Hey, Dad, make sure I'm up at 4 a.m. reading my Bible, not going to the gym with Mike." You know, so like we have to ask for help. We have to do things that make us uncomfortable to ultimately get comfortable with where we're at.
I love the fact that there's guys that are in my group that are also in your group.
I love it. Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, I love that aspect of it. And so a couple of them checked in and said, because you're going to do a religious kind of fast or a commitment to each other.
Yeah,
and
on Mondays.
Asking about diet and stuff. And I said, just do it. Because my belief is by doing what he's doing in your group, regardless of the training in health and fitness or whatever's going on, it's going to take him up notches relative to the nutrition plan that I have set up. I said, go do that, then just get back on the plan. And so
you and I have proved that we can still fast and still build good quality, clean muscle. Is it the best way? No, but we're not getting on an Olympia stage. We're not getting, but there is a way to do God honoring things and honor our bodies and take care of ourselves. It's a collective effort. And I really believe that the Bible supports, we need to take care of our bodies. We need to be in shape. We need to be taking care of what the Bible calls the temple, doing it well. And you have done that extremely well for a long time. Me and Mona veer off every once in a while with some food, but other than that, we're good.
I mean, listen, you know.
Hey, you guys look great. So that being said, so I want to move on to another spot. Something that we do is, I know that our group is basically free for anybody that subscribes to the nutrition and training. And so the group itself is free. And it's our time, and we give up our time, which is the most expensive commodity because we can't ever get our time back. Our time with our kids, our family, our significant others, and so on. And so we're saying to our group, hey, I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to give up my time to help you guys. Now, sometimes I'll get frustrated because they get a little snappy at times. You know?
It ain't so.
What do you do at that point?
I'm not very tolerable. So what would be your recommendation on when they do get snappy in that sense and say, hey, I want this, and it's like, what? This is me giving time to you.
Block.
If you're not on point and you're not being respectable to my time, how do you guys handle that? What do you guys do?
Mike, you just got to show up on time.
Yeah.
All people want. They just want you to show up on time.
They were mad at you because you were 15 minutes late. You want to answer this? Yeah. Listen, I was on the phone.
Against us.
Yeah, I was on the phone. Yeah, that's true. Mona was at the door waiting for you and Titan. Our ring bearer was late because his dad was late.
He lived here. He knows who takes longer.
This is true.
I will be downstairs in the kitchen waiting for Mike.
Amen. But I was on the phone with a Zoom call this morning with one of our weight loss hero coaches, and I had to get on her, because she wasn't following through, and she still has, a little bit to go in her weight loss journey. And it comes to a point where she's reflecting poorly on my bride and on my bride's company. And so we always have to come to points where I was kind, I was loving, but I was firm. I don't think we can be loving without being truthful. And if people aren't acting appropriately, responding appropriately, dieting, the best thing that we can do is give them a good, firm, loving lesson. I mean, you guys are realizing that with Titan. We realize it with Ava and Naomi. That's true love, is giving them hard truth. So I don't know. Everyone has different ways to do things, but I just feel like you can't ever go wrong with the truth.
I like that. Have you ever had to kick somebody out of the group?
When she married me, she lost 20,000 followers. So, I mean, that's kind of. Mona's like, yeah.
No, I'm going to be honest. We have both been blessed with both Built Ready and Weight Loss Hero that, I don't have as many people as you do. I think the highest I've really had in my group at any given time is about 2,000. And so, that being said, we have been really, really blessed, but I also think that that's part of the lifestyle, and it's something that we do demand from the word go. Like, before you even join, you just have to understand the kind of people we are. And if that's not who you are, this may not be for you. We've absolutely had, as I've changed, as I've gotten married, we have had people that have kind of let themselves out the door. We've been really, I mean, just being honest, we've been really blessed. Now, we've had obviously people that weren't in our actual programs that we've had issues with, but.
Well, and honestly, Mike, you know as well as I do, if you do things the right way, it's going to be the hard way. Most people might taste and see the right way, but they're going to ultimately leave the hard way. And Built Ready, even just from a spiritual truth of God's word, we deep dive into the whole thing, and a lot of people don't like what the whole thing says. They just want to take parts of it. Weight loss.
Yeah.
We tell them up front, our cheapest program, ladies, this is all Chrissy had. You don't need Accountability Plus. You don't need Essentials Plus. You don't need all the other bells and whistles. This is good enough. But the good enough is really hard work. And so most people just kind of exit stage left themselves, because she's dealing truth every Monday night, every Wednesday night on Zooms. She's leading the way through the Mighty app that we have. And so most people, you don't have to let them see the door. They'll show themselves.
I love that. I think you and I both know how hard the blitz is. And the great thing about Mona is I'll try to be kind and say, let's just keep it simple and let's just do this work and stuff. And Mona would just go, you guys can't handle the blitz. You guys can't do it. That's just the way it is.
That original, ain't nobody handling the blitz but us three, I think.
Yeah, it was hard. But how about those salads?
Woo!
The best thing
Momo salad.
Oh, yeah, the best thing on the menu. But it's just when it comes to the group people, we finally, I feel like now we have the best group at the moment, right? We went through
someone just said we did a purge this year.
Yeah.
Before starting Titan Challenge 3, we did an extreme purge, and we got rid of over 7,000 members.
Did Serge cry?
Serge did cry. And he's still crying today, as much as a sexy Spanish man can cry.
Oh boy. Oh.
I will tell you that one thing that I have seen is it's kind of that saying, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. So while we didn't necessarily have to remove people, we've absolutely had where one person decides that they feel some kind of way, and then other people in the group decide that they feel some kind of way. But what the truth is that I've found is common amongst every single person that I would say fit that criteria is that they ultimately weren't doing the work and they were looking for someone to point a finger at. That's just something I believe. Because I think that when we are doing the work, when we are really, because even with fitness, a lot of this is, it's mental, it's emotional, it's pushing past barriers. And when we fail, we so often don't want to say like, I didn't do it, I messed up, I failed. We want to talk about why it's everyone else's fault but ours. And so I think that you probably experienced that. I don't know what specific situations you've experienced, but where people all of a sudden want to decide, oh, well, I didn't show up to the gym, so I blame Mike O'Hearn because his plan didn't work. When the reality is they probably weren't working the plan.
Yeah, it's interesting because what I love about the Titan crew now, after the purge, is it's amazing that my lives with such a smaller percentage of people have more people on the lives. There's more people involved relative to having 7,000 more people. We're slowing us down. And it was mind blowing to me that removing 7,000 would make the group work better. And the group that I have now are, like you guys said, it's the people that will do the work. The people that will say, hey, I messed up, I didn't check in.
Yeah.
It's up to me to check in. Obviously, I'm only one person. I can't check in with everybody. They have to check in with me on the days that I do it. And I put up the videos, and they're really good about that. And they're also really good about talking to each other, going, hey, it's check-in time. Get your butt over there. Hey, it's your check-in time. And so something that I thought was really smart that Clark Bartram told me was have people do videos in the Titan crew talking about why they joined and why they're there. And it really opens each individual up. And I think that's what's great about our groups and what we do. And it does keep us accountable as well. And as much as we're busy, and I hate saying that we're busy because everybody's busy, but it's only moving faster and faster for all of us. And the life is moving faster and faster. And I think the great thing about this is that I get to watch you guys and how you guys work together as a team and how you guys work off of each other. So it's good for me.
Sorry, Mike. Don't get jealous.
Hey, I'm over here getting beat. Mona just beats me, so it works out all right. I need it.
But it works.
You deserve it.
Right.
So, I have got to hop off.
Box cutter.
Get him, Mo. I've got a coaching call for one of our Weight Loss Hero coaches. So
we're going to let you guys go.
I have to run. We love y'all.
Love you guys.
Thanks for
y'all moving to Texas soon?
Bye.